Welcome to the Towards Light channel, your destination for spiritual and psychological insights that promote personal growth. Today, we join Louise Hay to discuss the power of self-healing through positive thinking and self-acceptance. Join us on this journey.
For individuals prioritizing their health and seeking to actively participate in their own healing or wellness maintenance, regardless of their specific ailment, embracing these principles can undoubtedly lead to improvements in health. A definition of health that resonated deeply with me encapsulates it as the absence of fatigue, a healthy appetite, ease in sleeping and waking, good memory, a sense of humor, mental clarity, and coordination, coupled with virtues such as honesty, humility, gratitude, and love. Reflecting on these criteria, how do you rate your own health? I don't claim to be a healer. My role is to assist individuals in comprehending how their thought patterns continually shape their life experiences, both positive and negative, and how these same patterns influence their physical well-being, contributing to both comfort and discomfort in their bodies. While we strive to avoid illness, every ailment serves as a messenger indicating a discrepancy in our consciousness, highlighting where our beliefs may be out of alignment with our well-being. Our bodies often signal when we've strayed from the right path and need to adjust our perspectives. Every ailment serves as a potential lesson for personal growth. Instead of simply complaining, we should embrace these challenges. Merely wishing to rid ourselves of a condition won't lead to true healing or the acquisition of necessary insights. Rather than dwelling in condemnation or guilt, we should focus on identifying what needs to be let go of. This is a period for nurturing healing, for harmonizing our lives and bodies. I firmly believe that each of us possesses an inner reservoir of wisdom. When we're prepared to embark on positive transformations, we naturally attract the resources needed to facilitate our journey. Something within you has already shifted, marking the commencement of your healing journey. You might even acknowledge this to yourself right now. I've already embarked on the healing journey. Our bodies, much like everything else in life, reflect our inner thoughts and beliefs. They constantly communicate with us if we're willing to listen. Every cell responds to our thoughts and words. Our consistent thought patterns and speech influence our physical behaviors, postures, and overall well-being. Consider someone with a perpetually stern expression. It's unlikely they cultivated such a demeanor through joyful, loving thoughts. The faces and bodies of older individuals often bear the marks of a lifetime of inner dialogue. How do you envision yourself in old age? I firmly believe that it's our inherent right to enjoy complete health and fulfillment in every aspect of our lives. I'm here to assist you in claiming this birthright now. While some of the suggestions I offer may seem simple, they've been tested repeatedly with remarkable success. They truly yield results. Please integrate these suggestions alongside any treatment you're receiving from a doctor or healthcare professional. It can benefit both of you. Take a deep breath and find a comfortable position if possible. Allow these ideas to envelop you. Only the ideas that resonate with you will find acceptance within your mind. Understanding them fully or immediately is not necessary. Your subconscious will absorb what is relevant. I maintain the belief that all illnesses originate from within ourselves. While we may not consciously desire illness, our mental environment can foster its development. The dialogue we maintain within ourselves reverberates through every cell of our bodies. Recently, I heard a physician assert that merely treating the symptoms of a disease without addressing its root cause only prolongs the inevitable recurrence of illness. True healing requires delving into the origins of our ailments, which often lie within our own psyche. I firmly believe that we bear responsibility for all our life experiences, whether positive or negative. Our thoughts and words shape our reality, and the universe aligns with our internal narratives. Our subconscious mind internalizes our beliefs as truths, influencing our experiences accordingly. Both expressions convey the same essence: that what I hold as true about myself and life manifests in reality. Our thoughts shape our realities, and we have boundless options in what we choose to believe. During our formative years, we absorb beliefs about ourselves and life from the adults around us. Growing up in environments characterized by fear or unhappiness, we internalize negative beliefs that may persist into adulthood. It's crucial not to assign blame to our parents, as they too were influenced by their upbringing. They couldn't teach us what they didn't know themselves. If our parents lacked self-love or gentleness, they couldn't impart those qualities to us. They were simply operating from the knowledge they had acquired as children. Moreover, I subscribe to the belief that we select our parents before incarnating on this planet. Each of us consciously chooses the circumstances of our birth, deciding when and where to enter the world. I am of the opinion that we undertake this journey with a purpose: to glean specific lessons that propel us forward on our spiritual and evolutionary path. Our choice of gender, ethnicity, nationality, and even our parents is deliberate, aligning with the patterns we intend to confront and overcome in this lifetime. Often, as we mature, we find ourselves pointing blame at our parents, feeling it have wronged us. Whoever, in truth, we selected them precisely because they provided the ideal circumstances for us to address our inner challenges. From a very young age, we absorb belief systems that shape our perceptions, subsequently attracting experiences that validate these beliefs. Reflect on your own life and observe how recurring experiences echo something you hold true about yourself. Regardless of the duration, severity, or perilous nature of our struggles, our locus of control resides in the present moment. In essence, everything we have encountered thus far has been shaped by our past thoughts and beliefs. Yet, the thoughts, beliefs, and actions we choose today wield the power to shape our future. The dialogue within your mind right now is shaping the days ahead, tomorrow, next week, next month, and beyond. Take a moment to observe your current thoughts. Are these the thoughts you want to mold your future? Are they leaning towards negativity or positivity? Simply observe without judgment. There's no intention here to instill guilt or condemn. Rather, it's about fostering awareness of our inner workings. Many of us who experience illness or discomfort often find ourselves disconnected from our mental and physical states until symptoms arise. But if we remain unaware of our internal landscape, how can we expect to enact change? Every issue we face ultimately boils down to a thought, and thoughts can be reshaped. Our external experiences are mere reflections of our internal dialogues. Even self-loathing is essentially disliking a thought we hold about ourselves. For instance, a belief like "I'm a bad person" triggers corresponding feelings, which we then accept as truth. Yet by altering that thought, we can dissolve the associated emotions. Changing our thoughts can lead to a shift in our feelings. Surprisingly, we have the power to choose our thoughts. Even if we find ourselves repeatedly thinking the same negative thoughts, we initially made the choice to entertain them. However, we can also choose to reject certain thoughts, including negative ones about ourselves. It appears that nearly everyone I've encountered shares a common struggle with varying degrees of self-hatred and guilt. The more we harbor these negative emotions, the more dysfunctional our lives become. We may struggle to assert ourselves, constantly seeking approval from others, or we might find ourselves frequently irritable and explosive. Conversely, reducing self-hatred and guilt tends to improve our overall well-being, even impacting our physical health. Throughout my interactions, I've found that beneath it all, the core belief for many is a sense of inadequacy, often compounded by feelings of not doing or deserving enough. Do you recognize yourself in this pattern of always feeling, implying, or believing that you are not good enough? Whose standards dictate these negative beliefs, and for whose benefit? If such negative beliefs persist strongly within you, how can you hope to cultivate a life filled with love, joy, prosperity, and health? Your subconscious convictions would invariably clash with your aspirations, thwarting your efforts to achieve your goals. It's evident that resentment, criticism, guilt, and fear wreak more havoc on our well-being and life experiences than anything else. These emotions stem from a tendency to blame others rather than taking accountability for our own lives. When we acknowledge our responsibility for everything that unfolds in our lives, there's no one else to point fingers at. External events merely reflect our inner thought processes. While I don't excuse others' misconduct, it's essential to recognize that our beliefs draw individuals who treat us in certain ways into our lives. If you frequently find yourself saying, "Everyone always does this or that to me, criticizes me, ignores me, takes advantage of me, or abuses me," then this indicates a recurring pattern. Somewhere within you lies a thought pattern that attracts such behavior on a subconscious level. You may find yourself accepting the treatment you receive, or perhaps you treat others in a similar manner, only to find it reflected back at you. The principle at play here is that whatever energy we put out into the world, whether through our thoughts, actions, or words, ultimately returns to us. When we shift our mindset and behavior, those around us may also change how they interact with us, or they may simply move on to others who they perceive as deserving such treatment. By adopting this perspective, we cease to attract undesirable experiences into our lives. If we desire to transform our life circumstances or address physical ailments, the first step is to declare our intention unequivocally. For instance, we can affirm, "I am willing to release the internal patterns contributing to this experience or condition." Repeating this affirmation whenever thoughts of illness arise helps to shift us away from a victim mindset. In doing so, we reclaim our agency and recognize our inherent power to shape our reality. You're suggesting that while I might not fully grasp it yet, there's a burgeoning realization within me that I played a part in causing this issue. Now I'm reclaiming my agency, releasing it and letting it go, a remarkably empowering declaration with the backing of my subconscious. As I've mentioned before, harboring resentment towards others, engaging in self-criticism, clinging to guilt from the past, and succumbing to fear of the future are profoundly detrimental thought patterns. This internal dialogue breeds and perpetuates dis-ease within the body. Such thoughts have the potential to ravage our physical well-being. Fear can manifest in various physical ailments, including but not limited to baldness, ulcers, and even painful feet. Persistent criticism can pave the way to arthritis. Lingering resentment corrodes the body and evolves into the dis-ease we identify as cancer. Guilt incessantly seeks punishment, generating anguish. Fear stems from a lack of trust in the unfolding of life's processes to support us. Consider the most precious gift in life, our breath. Consider this revised version. Consider the simple act of breathing. If you were to cease taking another breath, your survival would be limited to mere minutes. Yet, such is your implicit trust in the continuity of life that you exhale without a second thought, confident that the next breath will be there. If the force responsible for our creation has endowed us with an ample supply of breath for our entire lifespan, can we not extend this trust to other aspects of our existence? In moments of fear, reflect on the inexhaustible abundance of air and affirm your faith in the unfolding process of life to provide for your needs. In instances of suffering, it's crucial to recognize the underlying burden of guilt. Chronic pain often stems from deep-seated guilt, sometimes buried so deeply within our psyche that we're scarcely conscious of its presence. It's imperative to dissolve this guilt before true healing can occur. Guilt serves no purpose. It neither alleviates our distress nor alters our circumstances. It's time to liberate ourselves from its shackles. When anger intertwines with guilt, it can precipitate unfortunate accidents. The severity of physical injury reflects the extent to which we believed ourselves deserving of punishment and for how long. The location of this pain within the body provides insight into the areas of our lives where guilt holds sway. Let us endeavor to release ourselves from these self-imposed prisons and embrace the path to healing and wholeness. Frequently, individuals who exhibit critical behavior tend to receive a fair share of criticism themselves due to their habitual tendency to find fault. Often, this stems from a burden of perfectionism, an incessant need to attain flawlessness in every aspect of life. Yet, can you name a single individual on this planet who is truly flawless? I certainly cannot. Why then do we impose standards that demand an unattainable level of perfection merely to be deemed acceptable? Such expectations burden us heavily. Reflecting on my own past, I endured a challenging childhood marked by hardship. My parents' divorce occurred when I was merely 18 months old. At the tender age of 5, I experienced the trauma of sexual assault, followed by a tumultuous upbringing amidst economic depression. My mother, a victim herself, and my stepfather, scarred by his own tumultuous upbringing, contributed to an environment rife with resentment. For years, I harbored deep-seated bitterness, unable to release the weight of past grievances. It took a diagnosis of cancer to prompt me to begin the journey of letting go. While I do not excuse the actions of those who wronged me, I realized that clinging to resentment only served to corrode my well-being. The perpetual cycle of blame and anger, replaying like an old movie, offered no solace in the present. Ultimately, I learned that holding on to resentment only served to undermine my own health and happiness. It was a realization born from the recognition that nurturing animosity towards past transgressions only fueled my own suffering. Embracing release, forgiveness, and letting go has been instrumental in my personal healing journey. The past, immutable and concluded, cannot be altered. However, we wield power over our attitudes and perceptions of it. It's senseless to inflict present suffering upon ourselves due to past transgressions inflicted by others. I often advise those grappling with deep-seated resentment to commence dissolving it promptly while it's still manageable. Waiting until one is confronted with imminent surgical intervention, compounded by panic, is an unnecessary gamble. It's imperative that we shed obsolete or detrimental notions and beliefs that hinder rather than uplift us. Our self-concepts, views on life, and perceptions of the divine must bolster us, irrespective of our circumstances. Adopting a mentality of victimhood and hopelessness only invites further despair, as the universe mirrors back our beliefs, propelling us towards a downward spiral. When individuals approach me with various challenges, be it health issues, financial struggles, unsatisfactory relationships, or stifled creativity, what matters most is their willingness to shift their perspectives. The primary focus of my work revolves around cultivating self-love. Through my experiences, I've realized that embracing and cherishing ourselves exactly as we are leads to a harmonious flow in life. It's akin to witnessing myriad little miracles unfold around us. Our well-being improves, financial abundance finds its way to us, and our relationships thrive. We unlock our creative potential and express ourselves authentically. I often encourage individuals to stand before a mirror and affirm, "I love and accept myself exactly as I am." Their responses, whether they struggle, resist, or dismiss it as trivial, reveal the extent to which they're plagued by self-critical thoughts. This simple yet profound exercise unveils the core of their issues: resentment, criticism, or fear towards others stemming from an inability to embrace self-love. Refusal to love oneself signifies an adherence to outdated limitations instilled by others, often from figures who themselves grappled with life's challenges. Keep in mind that your limiting beliefs are merely thoughts, and thoughts can be altered. Let's initiate that change now. The only aspect you truly control is your present thought. For me, self-love starts with refraining from any form of self-criticism. Critiquing ourselves merely reinforces the very patterns we aim to break. Embracing understanding and gentleness towards ourselves aids us in breaking free from those patterns. Consider this. You've spent years criticizing yourself, yet it hasn't yielded positive results. So, let's experiment with self-approval and observe the outcome. Self-approval and self-acceptance, practiced in the present moment, serve as catalysts for positive transformations. Moreover, it's crucial to let go of the past and at least be open to forgiveness. Love is invariably the path to healing and well-being, and forgiveness paves that road. Releasing the past and forgiving everyone is essential for our personal healing journey. While forgiveness may seem daunting or unfamiliar, by expressing willingness to forgive, we initiate the healing process. We don't necessarily require the knowledge of how to forgive. Rather, all that's necessary is our willingness to forgive. The universe will handle the rest. According to the Course in Miracles, the ease we seek stems from a state of non-forgiveness. When we experience illness, it prompts us to reflect on whom we need to forgive. Interestingly, the person we find most challenging to forgive is often the one we most need to release. Forgiveness entails surrendering and letting go, not approving of behavior. It's about releasing the entire experience and embracing the present moment. Just as we comprehend our own pain, it's essential to recognize that others were also experiencing their own pain, acting based on their understanding, awareness, and knowledge at the time. To achieve healing, it's essential to embrace a shift in our mindset, extend forgiveness to others, and cultivate self-love and acceptance. By refusing to embrace self-love, we hinder our own healing process. Accepting and approving of ourselves in the present moment serve as the foundation for positive transformations in our future. One common way we inadvertently withhold love from ourselves is by self-criticism and self-judgment. Eliminating phrases like should from our vocabulary can significantly impact our lives for the better, as it has in mine. Let's banish the word should permanently from our lexicon, as it only serves to imprison us whenever we utilize it. We often find ourselves either criticizing ourselves or others, constantly implying inadequacy or failure. This habit of using the word should can be incredibly limiting and damaging. By paying attention to how frequently we use it, we can expand our understanding and awareness, ultimately liberating ourselves. Instead of saying should, try substituting it with a could. This simple change acknowledges that we have options, and with options comes freedom. It's essential to recognize that everything we do in life is a result of choices. While there may be actions that are advisable, we always retain the power of choice. Next time you catch yourself using the word should, let it act as a warning signal in your mind. Then, gently release it without self-judgment. The goal here isn't to berate ourselves further, but to cultivate understanding and mindfulness. Through this process, you'll find that unnecessary shoulds naturally diminish. Reflect on how many times you've uttered should throughout the day. Awareness is key to breaking free from this habitual language pattern. It's no surprise that I've become such a rigid person. True understanding and awareness pave the way to freedom. One of the most counterproductive actions is directing anger towards ourselves. Anger only reinforces our entrenched patterns. There's a misconception that being angry with ourselves is necessary for change. However, you might have spent years being self-critical and still not seen any transformation. This approach is ineffective. Consider how we treat a small child when we yell and scream at them. Their joy evaporates, and with enough yelling, they either withdraw into themselves or lash out destructively. The same happens to the inner child within us. When we turn our anger inward, we lose joy, creativity, spontaneity, freedom, and even our health. What we truly need is not more anger, but more self-acceptance and self-love. When we can embrace ourselves just as we are, without judgment or criticism, then we are genuinely loving ourselves, and the negative patterns naturally begin to dissolve. If we postpone self-love until we secure a new job, shed some pounds, or gain someone else's affection, we're neglecting our present existence. Delaying self-love until we attain perfection squanders our precious time. In truth, we're already perfect reflections of our inner comprehension, and we are bound to evolve. Yet the transformations spurred by self-love and acceptance are always constructive, without exception. Let go of anger and any pessimistic self-beliefs, and embark on the journey of embracing and embracing who we are at this moment. We are constantly evolving in the most favorable manner possible. The insights gained from this discourse will aid in reshaping your life and dismantling negative patterns. True self-love and acceptance render negative conditions powerless. Love serves as the ultimate healer, dispelling anger. Love has the power to alleviate guilt and diminish fear, but it can also wane over time. However, self-love remains a potent force for physical healing. Alongside any medical regimen prescribed by your doctor, I recommend seeking the guidance of a qualified nutritionist. Whether by consulting at a health food store, delving into books on nutrition at the library, or conferring with a knowledgeable friend, incorporating nutritious foods into your diet can aid in the restoration of your body's well-being. There are myriad ways to contribute to your own healing, addressing the interconnected aspects of body, mind, and spirit. Though it may seem daunting, the journey to health begins simply by starting where you are and doing what you can. Much like tidying a house, the specific starting point is inconsequential. Persistence leads to overall improvement. I firmly believe that optimal health and fulfillment are our inherent rights, attainable in every facet of life. Let us embrace and assert this birthright without delay. To facilitate this process, we'll embark on a guided meditation aimed at cultivating new thought patterns conducive to dispelling illness and cultivating robust health. Express your burgeoning self-love by nurturing the marvel that is your body.
Louise Hay talks about the power of self-healing through positive thinking and self-acceptance. She emphasizes that our mental patterns influence our health and experiences, and that every illness is a lesson for us to learn. She encourages releasing negative beliefs, forgiving others, and loving yourself unconditionally. By changing our thoughts and beliefs, we can improve our health and create a fulfilling life. Louise Hay advocates holistic healing approaches, including nutrition and self-care practices. Louise Hay emphasizes that meditation promotes relaxation and cultivates new, healthy thinking patterns. How do you feel about this video? Do you feel the same as me? Do people feel more inner peace? Do you have any plans to apply the above lessons in life? Please leave your comments below so everyone can know. Thank you very much. you.